So today we'll discuss about the syllabus of degree 3rd sem for students with mathematics honors. Okay, don't get distracted with those messages or something else. So we'll directly focus on our syllabus. Okay, so you can clearly see the paper number 1, you can say first paper, theory of real functions. Okay, here we have 3 units and the topics are given. The unit number 1, it have topics like cluster point or limit point of a set, then limits of a function, sequential criteria of limits, divergence criteria, limit theorems, one side limits, infinite limits, and limit at infinity. Okay, so you will find all these topics in the chapter number 1 of this textbook called R Battle and Dr. Sherwood Introduction of Real Analysis, John Wesley and Son, 2015. So if you are thinking where to get this book, I have linked it in my description below, so you can check it out. And if you don't want to buy the book because it cost cost some price, and if you don't want to buy it, then you can have it for free. Okay, then coming to the next unit, we have the topics like continuous function, sequential criteria for continuity and discontinuity, algebra of continuous function, continuous functions on intervals, maximum minimum theorem, intermediate value theorem, then location of roots theorem, preservation of intervals theorem, uniform continuity theorem. Okay, so you will have all these topics in the book number 1, that I have said it now, in chapter number 5. Coming to our next unit, we have differentiability of a function at a point and in an interval. Okay, so you will have to go through all these topics so to secure a really good mark. And then you have Kara Theodori theorems, then chain rule, derivative of inverse function, Rolle's theorem, mean value theorem, Darboux's theorem, Cauchy mean value theorem, Hospital's rule, Taylor's theorem, and applications of inequality. Okay, this Taylor reminds me of Taylor Swift. Okay, fun effort. Let's get into our study. Okay, then you have Taylor's series, expansions of exponential and trigonometrical function. Then you have limit 1 plus x, then you have to go through it. And coming to the textbook, I have already said to you, if you want to have it for free, you can have it in my description below. I have linked it down there. And reference books, if you want to learn them with a very deep knowledge, then you can purchase them, otherwise those are unnecessary. All right, then coming to our next paper, that is group theory 1. We have here 3 units, same. Okay, so the first unit says systematic of a square, then dihedral groups, definitions and examples of groups, including permutation groups and quaternion groups, illustration through matrix. All right, elementary properties of groups, then subgroups and examples of subgroups, centralizer, normalizer, center of a group, product of two subgroups, properties of cyclic groups, classification of a subgroup of cyclic groups. So we will get all these topics in the chapter number 1. Here the chapter number 1, here the book 1, that means textbook 1, is Gallian Joseph A 2013 Contemporary Abstract Algebra 8th edition, Senges Learning India Private Limited, Delhi, 4th impression 2015. All right, so I have listed this book in the description below, so don't forget to check it out. Coming to our next unit, that is unit 2, we have topics like cycle notation for permutations, properties of permutations, even and odd permutations, alternating groups, properties of cosets, Lagrange theorems, and consequence, including formats, little theorem, and then external direct product of a finite number of groups, normal subgroups, factor groups, Cauchy's theorem for finite abelian groups. Okay, so you'll find all these topics in the book 1, chapter number 5, chapter number 7, chapter number 8, and chapter number 9. Coming to our next unit, that is unit 3, you have the topics like groups, homomorphisms, then properties of homomorphisms, then Cayley's theorem, properties of isomorphisms, first, second, and third isomorphisms theorem. You will get these topics in the chapter number in the book 1, chapter number 6. Okay, just read till the end of theorem 2.2 and also the chapter number 10. Okay, so you can see these reference books clearly. You can purchase them, or if you don't want to purchase them, that's completely okay. Let's move to our next topic. I mean, next paper, that is analytical geometry. So here we have two units, and the first units have topics like transformation of coordinates, pair of straight lines, parabola, parametric coordinates, tangent, normal, ellipse, and its conjugate diameters with properties, hyperbola, and its asymptotes, general, conings, tangent, condition of tangency, pole and polar, center of conic, then equation of pair of tangents, reduction of standard forms, central conics, equation of the axis and length of the axis, polar equation of comic, tangent and normal, and properties. Okay, so you'll find all these topics in our book 1. So here book 1 is RM Khan's analytical geometry of 2 and 3 dimension and vector analysis, new central book agency 2012, and textbook 1, and you will find all those topics in chapter number 4, 3, 4, and 10. And then coming to our next unit, it has plane, straight lines, and shortest distance, then sphere, cone, and cylinder, central, conicoids, ellipsoids, hyperboloid of one and two sheets, diametral planes, tangent lines, director sphere, polar plane, section with a given center. So books you can purchase, and then you have the reference from books. And that's it for today, guys. Till I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay attractive, and stay healthy.